Hey there! Welcome back to another episode of the London Diaries. It's September and the weather is crispier. The leaves are turning orange, but it's also rainier and getting dark earlier. So come along with us as we do a little shopping, enjoy the changing leaves in Green Park, and embrace the cozy vibes of the season at home. On the first day, we decided to head into central London and made our way to Green Park tube station. I was super excited to visit Hatchard's, which is London's oldest bookshop and the official bookseller of the royal household. It was founded by John Hatchard back in 1797 and still holds 3 royal warrants today. As soon as you walk in, you're greeted by this beautiful 4-story staircase that winds through different levels, each one packed with books. The interior feels more like a functional Waterstones than a historic old-world bookshop, but that makes sense since Hatchard is actually owned by Waterstones. But honestly, I was there for the books and Hatchard did not disappoint. They had everything from modern bestsellers to rare, obscure histories, plus a cool collection of first editions by authors like Margaret Atwood and Samuel Beckett. Right next to Hatchard is Fortnum and Mason, its neighbors for hundreds of years. I knew they sold tea and coffee, but I didn't realize it was actually a luxury department store. We headed straight downstairs to the food hall, and there were so many delicious things on display. Fun fact, did you know that they invented the Scotch egg? I didn't. And apparently they were the first to introduce Heinz baked beans to the British market. We moved on to the bakery section where the scones looked too good to pass up, so I picked up 2 for afternoon tea later. We also got a chocolate donut to share. Afterward, we explored the other floors, starting with the main level where they have an incredible selection of teas and coffee. It was pretty crowded though, so we headed upstairs. I was particularly interested in their stunning china and seasonal home decor. Before leaving, we grabbed a flat white to enjoy with our donut. Next, we stroll over to Green Park to enjoy our snack. It's still a bit early for the trees to be fully decked out in autumn colors, but the leaves were starting to turn orange and a few had already fallen. We relaxed on the grass, sipping our coffee and savoring the donut. It was pretty delicious. The park was hosting the Vitality Wellness Festival, which had plenty of activities for kids and families. After that, we made our way back home, passing through Piccadilly Circus and Chinatown. Later that afternoon, we enjoyed our scones from Fortnum and Mason. I didn't have the traditional clotted cream and strawberry jam, so I used butter and homemade apricot preserve instead. And let me tell you, the scones were so buttery and flaky, absolutely delicious. The next day was a gloomy one, so I decided to make apple pie pancakes from every cooks. The recipe is super simple, you just mix the dry and wet ingredients, then stir in some grated apple before cooking. I also added pumpkin spice that I picked up from Trader Joe's last year. While the batter rested, I got started on the coffee. I felt like having French press, so we ground the beans a bit coarser than usual, let them bloom in warm water, and then fill up the press. The spices paired beautifully with the apple, and this house smelled like fall while the pancakes cooked. The grated apple added a nice texture to the soft, fluffy pancakes. The only downside with the spices and brown sugar, they brown really quickly, almost to the point of burning. But they turned out delicious in the end. I topped mine with butter and vanilla maple syrup, so yummy. After breakfast, it was raining properly, which got me in the mood to swap up my summer wardrobe for my fall and winter clothes. As I've mentioned in previous videos, my closet is on the smaller side, so I have to rotate my clothes seasonally. It's a good chance to take inventory and see what I haven't worn in a while. Later, I wanted to show you the box I picked up the day before, along with a few others I've bought recently. Now it's time to start reading them. To finish up the day, I decided to slow things down by watching Gilmore Girls. Yes, I've restarted it yet again. And doing some coloring in my new coloring book. It was such a relaxing way to wind down. I hope you enjoyed coming along on our September adventure in London, and I will see you in the next video.